you ever speak to me like that again, you better be wearing a cup.
Baby steps.
One break, I'm in
Let's everybody take your positions, please. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, rolling. Dave!
And
Dave!
Unchained.
welcome to Dave and Dave Unchained, a Van-halen podcast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Dave.
And we are at episode 48, Dave. It is Christmas time. The spirit is in the air, and looks like you're getting coal again.
49 years in a row. Keep it coming.
That's right. That's right. You got to keep your streak going.
That's right.
Unfortunately, Dave's Hanukkah checks have run out. At this time of year, I've never saw him more happy than he would grab that Hanukkah card from his grandparents. He'd tear it open completely, aimlessly, and he would do the famous shaking of the card until the check fell to the ground, only to stuff the card in his pocket for later toilet reading, and he cashed that check before the bank closed.
You know I did all that just for your benefit, right?
Of course. Well, wait. You did it once, and then I was like, you filthy bastard, and then you made a bit out of it.
Well, then after that, it was just a bonus because I just saw how much it bothered you.
And
I'm like, well, this is the gift that keeps on giving.
That's right. That's right. It's the annual. We used to call it your annual.
That's right. That's right.
So now, okay, so, well, it is the Christmas season, and we got some hot Van Halen news, so we're going to get right to it.
Van Halen.
Well, holy shit. Did stuff come out of the sky today? Well, we're going to start off with the fresh, burning hot news that David Lee Roth, the man that Dave and I are traveling across the country to go see, is now opening for Kiss on another leg of their End of the Road tour. If you can freaking believe this shocked the hell out of me. Didn't it shock you, Dave?
Yeah, I did not see that coming at all.
Not at all. Not at all. But in a surprising move, Dave's opening for Kiss on the band's next U.S. run. So this was unbelievable. It started leaking by Mitch LaFon, Dave. Mitch saw it on a Live Nation app. He saw a graphic of the Kiss End of the Road tour logo that they've been going with, and then he saw embedded in it special guest David Lee Roth. So he started tweeting it out, and then it was officially announced this morning. So now what Kiss has been doing, and I saw Kiss twice already on this tour because I'm a big Kiss fan, they haven't had an opening act except for this painter by the name of David Garibaldi. So he would come out on stage, and he's actually amazing, this guy. He would come out and literally make a painting to music before your eyes. The guy is very entertaining, and he's really, really talented. And he would just, throw paint. He'd make a rock and roll painting. It'd be Ozzy. It'd be Steven Tyler. I've seen him do Freddie Mercury. And then he also does, a Kiss one, too. They obviously, it looks like that you need a little extra juice, right? When you're coming through the umpteenth time. I mean, Kiss is now on tour over a year now, or almost coming up on a year, and they're going back out to different markets. They need a little something extra on the ticket, so they threw Dave on there. This is a run that starts February 1st in Manchester, South Carolina, and it goes to March 15th in Biloxi, Missouri, and then it does another leg from August 28th in Burgestown, Pennsylvania, to October 2nd in Fort Worth, Texas. And I remind you, Dave, that they will be in Hartford, Connecticut on September 5th, if you're interested.
Yes, and actually, Midwest Ron did notice that was the third date in a row for that tour. And he said, I feel sorry for anybody going to the Hartford show, because it's the third day in a row, because once I heard these two acts were together, I snidely, jokingly said that it's the Can't Sing Anymore tour.
Yeah. As we all know, Paul Stanley has had some straining vocal issues. Paul has been suspected of using tapes all kinds of wizardry. Don't look at the man behind the curtain because there's somebody back there fooling around.
Yeah, actually, somebody on VHLinks.com jokingly said that Paul went to Gene and said, "Hey, Gene, I'm still having trouble with my voice. Could you find somebody to open up for us who's struggling more than I am?"
So Dave is there to make Paul look good.
Right. I know the person was joking about it, but I'm sitting here going,
Right. Exactly. Gene's like, I know just the person. And he takes out his cell phone, and he goes, "Hello, David. Bosey, bop. Diddy bop." And he's like, yeah. And the funny story about this is Dave and Gene do not have the easiest relationship. If you read Noel's book, and there's some backstory, Gene has really never been a big fan of David Lee Roth. So,
and that goes both ways.
Yeah.
But, business is business.
Hey, that's right. That's right. And these guys are getting down to business, so it looks like that's happening. So my question to you, Dave, is how much time do you think they give him?
Wow. That also came up on the links today because people were like, he's only going to get like 15, 20 minutes because that's all the painter got. And other people were like, there is no way Dave signed up for 15 or 20 minutes.
No way. No.
Right. So, but somebody else pointed out, said, it doesn't just say opening act,
right,
David Lee Roth.
Right.
It says special guest,
right,
David Lee Roth,
right,
which usually means you get more than a half an hour.
Oh yeah. My guess is 50.
Well, I was going to say anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour is what I think he gets.
Absolutely. And I went as far as to saying, I'm going to give you an idea of what I think he's going to play. You tell me what you think about it. You tweak it. I think he's going to play Running with the Devil, Ain't Talking About Love, You Really Got Me. I'm going to say Dance the Night Away, Unchained, Jump Panama, Hot for Teacher, Pretty Woman, and maybe he throws an oddball in there like Romeo Delight or Atomic Punk or something. But I think it's going to be a straightaway Van Halen. I think he's going to skirt any of his solo stuff because he's playing to a Kiss audience. He's not playing to a Dave audience. And Van Halen is right in the vein of Kiss, right in that vein. So he actually is a good idea to have as an opening act. I don't know. What do you think of that?
I think he's going to do a similar set list to the one we saw him do, 20 years ago when we saw him open for Bad Company.
I forgot that set list. Which one was I remember?
Well, I don't remember the details, but I remember it was all Van Halen except for Yankee Rose.
Right.
And it was boom, 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 boom.
Right. It was hardcore.
Like he didn't do a lot of talking.
Right.
He didn't start talking till like a half hour into the show.
Right.
And actually, if I remember correctly, he only did 2 less songs than Bad Company did.
Yeah.
And they played for at least half an hour more than he did.
Right. I think it'll be a freight train, like you said, right. And it'll be like a tight, same set every time type of thing. You're going to get all the Van Halen classics straight away. And I think he'll keep it all up-tempo. I don't even think he's going to dip into any Gigolo, California Girls, Yankee Rock. I think he's going to go hardcore Van Halen, classic Van Halen, mainly the hits. And I'm sure he'll even shorten Hot for Teacher. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that'll be the only time he gets to play around a little bit. But I think he'll do a faster version of that. And I think it's going to be a little 50-minute Van Halen freight train. That's.
I think you're right. Yeah. I think you're right.
Absolutely. So Dave is coming out all over the place. Roth is now on the Epic Center Festival in North Carolina at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina. He's on the bill. That's a 3-day festival. He's on the bill with Metallica and Godsmack and Papa Roach. Dave, he's lower on the bill than Papa Roach. What has the world come to?
Well, he's been out of circulation for a while. And a lot of these acts have more, recognition than he does right now.
I know.
As a solo. I mean, it's not like he's at the bottom of the list. He's still towards the top.
No, he is. He is.
But that's just where he is.
Yeah.
And, we'll get to Dave's and Van Halen's recognition later on in the news.
Oh, yeah. So,
But that's just, but when we get there, that'll just be another example of what you and I have been complaining about for years.
Absolutely. So now Roth is coming out hard. Looks like he's touring with Kiss. He's still doing his Vegas residency, of course, but it looks like he's given himself a full plate for the year. And he is doing the first day there. He's doing May 1st. So the Epic Center Festival in North Carolina. So that should be interesting. And Dave has been a little more active on Twitter and Instagram. He was out promoting his Ink, the original topless woman there lying on a couch with a back tattoo. And he sent off the line, "Too hot for hell," which might be the name of the next AC/DC album. He also tweeted a picture of him wearing a big white top hat, and he says, "The hat is where I keep my weed." And he also did a little video on Instagram. He says, "Party like a rock star? Who do you think they're talking about?" And he was obviously pushing his Vegas shows, so perhaps he needs a little bump in ticket sales there. Who knows? What do you think we are in for, Dave? I don't know what's going to go on now.
You mean in terms of Vegas? What's going to go on there?
Yeah, this has been like dead silent, and like we don't really know. This is just going to happen, and like without any warning, we have like no idea what's going to go on, like what this whole thing is about. When no one's seen a preview of anything, he's not releasing any material, nothing. It seems like he's playing this very close to the chest.
Well, he is, and it's refreshing, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
because in this day and age, when you go see a show, you can already see it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the mystery, the thrill is gone.
Right.
So the fact that Dave is holding it close to the chest is refreshing, but I think part of that is because the word is he has overhauled his band from that showcase.
Right, of course.
So he's got a new band, but I mean, I have not heard anything about who's in the new band or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So I think there is some intense rehearsal going on.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to say scrambling at the last minute, but when you've had these people for a while and then you're replacing them and you've already got the dates set.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you got to hustle, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm really curious more than ever now how it's going to be in Vegas and how that might be different than him opening up for Kiss. So it's all very exciting, quite frankly, that we finally have somebody from Van Halen, other than Sammy, going on tour, a full-fledged tour, opening act, doing Vegas. I mean, Dave is running out the gate, man, and it's great to see that happen.
One thing I've learned from Sebastian Bach, I've interviewed him several times, and he's quite a character. So, you know, Sebastian, even though he's a crazy dude, he's very regimented about performing. Like, he performs live. He doesn't use background tapes. He is all over and on top of his voice. He wants to always sound great, this and that. And what he said to me was, he's like, you know, dude, you gotta get guys that know how to go on the road, man. Because what he did was, he once had a band with a bunch of guys in it that weren't like, they were great players, but they weren't road savvy because, you know, when you go on the road, it is rough. Like, you got to know how to do the road. The road is a whole thing, like, you know, sleeping and eating and traveling, and like, there's a whole regiment to that. And you got to be more than a great player. You got to know how to, like, tour. You know what I mean? And I think he had a rough spot once with a guitarist, and that caused some bumps in the road. But now he has people that are seasoned. They're seasoned players, and they know how to do the road and all that kinds of stuff. So, I don't know. It sounds like the last group that Dave got, it sounds like he got a bunch of pizzas, put them in his car, went down to the local guitar center and said, all right, anybody who plays Eddie, get in the car. Grab a slice. We're heading down the rehearsal studio.
Well, and the part that amazes me is, like you pointed out, it's, you know, it's a money issue. You don't have to pay these guys a lot. But it's like, come on, man. You're David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
You know you have the money.
I know.
And people expect a certain caliber of quality.
Yeah.
And look, if you don't want to tour with Vi and Sheen and this and that, I get it.
Yeah.
But come on, man.